Hello and welcome to Let's Play Analytically, Dark Souls. Now what is Let's Play Analytically, you may ask? Well, basically it's just a normal Let's Play. Except I do have some behind the scenes knowledge about the game I'm about to play. And thus I hope I'm going to say something intelligible about the game. Like why certain enemies are the way they are, and something about the music and things like that, and about the environment and all sorts of game design things, and I hope those will be intriguing, but mostly I'm doing this for fun. So let's jump right into it. Now for those of you who don't know, Dark Souls is a spiritual predecessor or successor to the game's Demon's Souls, and there is soon going to be released Dark Souls 2, which I will eventually get, and it's infamous for its rather harsh difficulty. But yeah, let's get into it. Now I do have some knowledge of the game. I have played it for quite a while, as you might see eventually, but for now let's decide on the name. I think G.A.M.A will be alright. Just basic. Now, like in normal RPGs, you can choose your class, but for all of you who don't know, the beginning class doesn't really matter all that much, except the beginning equipment and the stats, as you can see in the left side of the screen. But since they only give like general idea what you should level up, it doesn't really matter all that much, because you can just build any way you want from any class you want. And now, what should we go with? Let's just go with the basic warrior. I'm going to do a basic pure strength build, just for fun, because it's the most simple one. Now we're going to pick the physique very slim, because actually it helps a bit out in the game, because you can see past your character. It doesn't take so much of the screen. I don't really care about this face, because we will be using a helmet throughout the game, so no, I don't care. Let's like put a ponytail there. Yeah, that's no, yeah, that's fine. And accept. And now I shall shut up.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skills. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
Alright, now that was a very brief recap of the history of this game. So... no, sorry.
The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
And then there's our character. Nasty rat. Well, hello there. I believe we are going to see that person again. Very well, into the game we go. Now first, I think I shall adjust a few things here. My music is far too low. There we go. Oh, okay. Now, as you can see, when... well, for all of those who don't know, when there's glowing thing on top of a... well, when there's that kind of glowing thing, it basically is a drop. You didn't see, but that the message said, use the cell key. Now, these messages right here are, well, in the beginning they are just tutorial messages, as you can see. Well, let's right stick. Well, I'm not going to skip past them, just so you know them. Right button to attack. I'm using a controller, so it's actually it's the right bumper and right trigger to attack. Yeah, right trigger for a strong attack. There's a Actually, not that much. There's a little bit of difference in the attack animation, as you can see. Only very slight. Oh yeah, and dash. Now I think I will be dashing throughout most of the game, at least hopefully, because otherwise it will be lame. The combat in this game is definitely the most fun part of the game, because it has very simple controls. You use the trigger and bumper of the appropriate side to use the appropriate weapon. Like I have currently only on the right side here, as you can see. I'm changing the weapon. I have only I don't have anything on my left arm, but I have on my right arm. As you can see, it changes, and the controls are always the same. The right bumper for the normal attack and right trigger for the strong attack. And the same goes for the left hand weapon or shield, as it will usually be. Even though now I only have, well, my hand, so well, it's fun. Now here we get the first bonfire. Now these are the most, they are a very essential part of the game. Basically they are just checkpoints, but as we get later on in the game, they will also be the place where we level up and repair our equipment and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, we'll leave that for now. Now, this is a very fun tutorial, mostly because, well, say hello to the first boss of the game. Now, I'm not very good at this game, so I will not be killing this guy. Although it is possible to kill him. But I won't do that. Well, there he is. Yeah. But yeah, the first time I played that really scared the crap out of me. So let's rest here as well. So, the basic mechanics of the game is that, well, I'll just explain it now. Well, get your shield, well, obviously. There's an archer up there. Even though I can dodge him, I should still get the shield. So the basic mechanics of the game is like, when you die, you leave behind a blood stain, which you can, and you respawn at the previous bonfire you rested at. Note that you need to rest at it, not only lighting it won't do. So, and you can go and get the bonfire and retrieve the souls, which are in the bottom right corner, and you get them back. And also any liquid humanity that you have, which is the counter in the top left corner. Now we got a new weapon. Let's equip it. So, now we have all the basic equipment of our class. A basic shield and a sword. There. Now you can see the difference between a light attack and a strong attack. It's rather straightforward. And with the shield we can do also a move called parry. I shall demonstrate it very shortly. But now let's get rid of this guy. And as you can see, if you did catch it, in the bottom left corner, right corner, sorry, we gain 20, plus 20, which means we got 20 souls from him. Or oh, well, there you can see a knight on the other side. We are going to go greet him if we could. Oh yeah, and now the mechanics, as you might have, if you did catch it, if you can do a little backstep. It's not actually backstep, I'd call that a little hop backwards. And if you press the move, the left stick in any direction and press it, well, it's the triangle I'll call it. I'm used to PlayStation controls, so if you move the left analog stick in any direction and press triangle, you do a roll, dodge roll. Also, when you do it, it actually provides you with few frames of, well, invulnerability, but I suck at that. If I would be doing a dexterity class, my main mechanic would be using the parry and the dodge roll. But however, I suck with those mechanics, so I shall not be. Now, I shall demonstrate with this guy the parry mechanic. As you saw, I parried the attack with pressing the left trigger at the right time. So I blocked his attack, and he was in a, well, let's say he was dazed, and I was able to, well, simply execute him. And it dealt a lot more damage. Now he rolled a boulder downwards, and it broke open this wall. As you can see, here is the boulder. And here we see the knight who dropped the corpse at us with the key earlier in the opening cutscene.
Oh, you're no Hollow.
No, I'm not.
I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I are both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Well, I shall hear him out. I shall be playing up basically a good guy.
But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. An Estus flask.
Oops, I accidentally skipped it. So now we got our first healing item. You use them with the square. You use the items, which are in the down slot, in the bottom left corner, and you use them with the square. You can change them when you get more. And what Estus does, you refill them at the bonfires, and they just heal you basically.
Oh, and this.
Hey, we got the key.
I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
How intriguing indeed. Now we could kill him, but that would be dickish. So I won't do that. So. Now he's dead. How sad. And we got 100 souls from him. Somehow, even though we did not kill him per se. Anyway, let's rest at the bonfire. Now I shall show you what the Estus does. You drink it and, well, I'm not wounded, but it would give you health back. And as we rest at the bonfire, it restores the Estus flasks we have. And normally they just give you to 5, but you can kindle the bonfires to get up to 20. So, as the knight said, we get our told us basically our first quest, which is we need to ring the bells of awakening once we escape from the asylum. Yeah, this place is called an asylum, even though it's basically a prison. Now we have more guys and an archer, so let's deal with them. And with this guy, let's deal with him in a manly way. Now that is called a backstab. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. And also with just a hand, you can also parry. But I failed at it. There. Oh, this does so meager damage. So let's just kill him. There we go. Down you go. Now, next up is the archer. Well, we can take his arrows because we have a shield. We can block them, but we could also roll under them. Now, I'll demonstrate few more mechanics, which are if you, well, shoot the arrow. If you do a backstep and attack, you do a dash attack. Also, I demonstrated this earlier, but you can do a jump attack. Also, there's a possibility to do a kick, but I did not demonstrate that earlier. It does no damage, but it dazes the enemies. Oh, yeah. I forgot to show you these messages. Resting at bonfire revives enemies, yeah. So that's why you can't just... Oh. Well, here are the few more advanced moves. Oh, yeah. You could wield the sword, well, your right hand weapon two-handed, and you can also do the attacks again with it. And now they are slightly different. Well, not that much. And also, one more mechanic, if you did catch it, you can do once you do the roll and do the attack, you get a special attack. See? Instead of the normal light attack, it was more of an upward slash. And it also changes if you wield a weapon two-handed. See? It's no more a slash, it's a stab. That's pretty neat. Oh, behind yeah. That's basically the backstab. And yes, a riposte attack is explained there, but I already demonstrated those. Now I'll demonstrate what I especially like to do with an enemy who has a shield. Stop hitting me with your shield. I like to do this. I kick them so they are not blocking anymore, and then lay some whoop down on them. Now, we are approaching the end of the tutorial, and as you can see here is another mechanic of the game, which is called a white light. They just map out some areas of the game, and usually these give, at least to me, they give me a bad feeling that right after one of these there's the boss battle. Although I have played the game completely, so now I know where they are. Now, a jump attack. This tutorial is also very good at showing the basic mechanics of the game, in which you can exploit the dodge roll, you could exploit the jump attack, and also, as you saw there, I was rather dazed because I was blocking and my stamina was depleted. But now, let's take out this single boss. Actually, I'll show you this one. As you can see, my character jumped backwards because his strike was so strong that I couldn't just simply block it. But I also actually like this boss a lot because now we're having some frame rate issues. That looks weird. Well, this hasn't happened before. Weird. Well, that's weird, because the frame rate dropped so low, it kicked me out of the game. Well, it brought me back to the main menu. Well. Yes, that's bad. Well, I guess that will do for the first episode. So, thank you for watching, and next time we're going to kill the boss. Hopefully without any frame rate issues next time. See ya!